So I've been a little sick, so if I start coughing, I might have to slide to the side and get some water. So bear with me, and thank you all for staying as long as you have. So I was hesitant to go to Haiti initially, but not for the reasons my mother was hesitant. She was worried, of course, about cholera, that I'd get malaria. You know, she was worried about, there was a lot of political turmoil at the time, so she was afraid I would get hurt. Not to mention there was a foreign travel ban. You know, mom stuff. But I was hesitant for other reasons. I felt unqualified. I don't speak French. I don't speak Creole. I have absolutely no medical skills whatsoever, which I really thought is what people needed at the time. But more than anything else, I was hesitant because I so desperately wanted to do good. I wanted to do the right thing without knowing what that was or what that looked like. At the time, there was a lot of controversy surrounding international aid in Haiti and the different nonprofits working there. Like, where did the millions of dollars go if Haiti still looked the same a year after the earthquake? So I didn't want to become part of what was being called the misguided attempt to do good. You know, we're fortunate here in Asheville that we have such a giving and generous and awesome community, but we falter too because it's very difficult sometimes to know what is good. You know, I remember last year after the BP oil spill in the summer, everywhere I drove around in all the parks, you could see people having hair cutting parties where they'd cut their hair and cut their dreads off and shave their dogs to send hair to the Gulf to soak up oil. And that's not bad, it's just not that effective. So with all these questions in mind, how to do good and what was right and how to figure that out, I went to Haiti last January with my partner, Kurt Mann, who's a filmmaker and the founder of American Green International. So we decided to look at how alternative, sustainable technologies might improve conditions there. We looked at solar food cookers, we considered composting toilets, and we also brought 200 Nokero solar light bulbs. It became evident immediately that these solar light bulbs were it. They were the product that was going to change Haiti that we were looking for. And so Kurt put together a short video showcasing those first efforts. So take a look.
It's the middle of the night and it's very dark outside, but with just one light, it's illuminating the entire tent. This is just amazing, gonna change some lives. You have to replace this continuously and you don't have money for it, and also it's dangerous because it can burn your house or your tent down, where the solar lamps are done by the sun.
They're very excited about the light bulbs, and we did bring some as examples today to show people how easy it is to use these alternative technologies and how affordable they can be, and to bring the lights out there and see that immediate difference was incredible. Taking those into the villages and seeing how it can immediately improve someone's life so much. It's changing the lives of each individual person that gets a bulb.
This is baby. She said, this is baby.
Oh, she takes very precious care of it because that's what's so great about this. You'll always have light.
I'm really excited about what's developing. Everyone's pretty excited.
Stunning, right? Brilliant, literally. That something so simple, just a little bit of light, and that was good. And each solar light bulb is a bridge to that individual person whose life is changed. That's a lot of stories. We met this man at the edge of a tent city, and he was selling goods under an umbrella. So we gave him a couple solar light bulbs, and as a result, he was able to do his business longer and better provide for his family. So he had 5 kids to take care of. So you saw in the video also some boys painting under the solar light bulbs. They live at New Life Children's Orphanage. Each kid in this orphanage has survived unimaginable hardship to be there. And they're so full of hope in spite of everything they've gone through. And these kids know that they are the future of Haiti. And if they're a testament to that, then it is a bright one. So we gave each kid a solar light bulb and we wrote their names on it. And every morning before breakfast, they hang their solar bulbs on a clothesline so it can charge under the sun during the day. And then at night, after dinner, the kids take down the solar light bulbs and bring them back to their dorms. So before we brought these lights, after 6 p.m., there was little they could do because there's no electricity. Now, they can read, they can paint, they can do homework, they can have conversations where they can see one another. One boy in particular came to personally thank us for the solar light, because he said as a result, he was going to study harder and study longer, he said, so that one day he could, quote, he said, be the winner in life. So what they have at this orphanage is incredible, but they're also protected by thick walls and armed guards. This is seriously the first time I have seen a sawed-off shotgun being actually used for protection. So on the other side of these walls and deep into the tent cities, there is no protection. There's not even light. Over 500,000 people are still living in tent cities. We're almost at the 2-year anniversary. Every night is a gamble with your life. Over half of women and girls living in these tent cities have been sexually assaulted or raped. A year after the earthquake, The Guardian printed an article calling the situation in Haiti in the tent cities a rape epidemic. I think that all women before have felt vulnerable or not safe, maybe walking late at night, where you think something could happen. In Haiti, in these tent cities, it's likely that something will happen, that sooner or later you will be assaulted. And this is happening to girls under 10. I don't believe there's any way for a community to move forward until half of its population is not living in constant fear. And that's why we've partnered with local and international women's rights organizations to help us distribute 1,000 of these solar light bulbs in the tent cities to the women and children who are surviving in these conditions. You have to start somewhere. And first, you need light. It's embedded in our deepest mythology, right there in Genesis. And once you have light, then you can look around and you can see what's next and what else you can do. So the solar light bulbs, that's when you realize that these solar light bulbs are more than gifts. They're tools. And they're tools that can replace kerosene, for one. Billions of people worldwide, over 1 billion people worldwide, rely on kerosene as their primary means of lighting. You know, kerosene is dangerous and it's dirty. Constant exposure to these fumes can be the equivalent of smoking up to 2 packs of cigarettes a day. This is over 1 billion people we're talking about. So it's also expensive and it's non-renewable. And that makes it a significant monthly expense for people who do not have money to spare. The Nokero solar light bulbs, on the other hand, provide clean, safe light that's renewed daily by the sun. So think of what someone in Haiti could do with the money saved from not having to pay for kerosene. That's medicine, that's food, that's education. We met this woman on your right named Andre Mas while we were down here. And she had 2 daughters, but she was the kind of woman who everybody was her kid. She was one of those mother figures that everyone's drawn to. She was kind, and she was generous, and she was selfless. We gave her and her daughters a few solar lights, and we came back a few days later at night to check on them and see how they were liking them. When we went, there was a new girl that we hadn't met before, and she was sitting in a chair reading under the solar light bulb. And we asked Andre Mas who she was, and she told us that this girl was a neighbor who came from a very poor family that couldn't afford to send her to school. So she was using the money that she was going to be saving from no longer having to purchase kerosene to sponsor this girl, this neighbor, to go to school. So I ask you, what's the power of simple light? It's a shop that can stay open later. It's getting to and from that shop safely. It's general safety for women and children. It's reading. It's your very first night of homework. It's opportunity. We're not trying to solve all the problems in the world, but we're providing light where before it was dark. And when you provide light, you see the faces of others. And then they can see your face. And maybe you connect. And maybe you begin to empathize. That's when you can see. And seeing is the beginning. Hold them up high. Thank you. Woo. Hey.
Thank you, Leah.
Thank you.